Guys. So let me do some clarification and then show the proper comparative in this debate. So clarification is that states exist to promote homogeneous existence, and so nationalism is always built on other things other than ethnic commonality. So a lot of countries that have survived, like the United States of America and lots of other states, build their existence on things other than ethnic lines. Second thing is that this debate is a clear comparative between integration versus segregation. So for example, in the United States of America, they had a period where they wanted to ensure that the Indians wanted to have their own nation state. The United States of America adopted a policy of segregation where they kept them in their own secluded states under semi-autonomy. In my analysis in this debate, I'll show you how that failed. How when people want to create their own nation states and keep them in just one corner of the country, it creates grounds for them to fetter more ethnic discontent, and that means that that nation state is destroyed. Another clarification that is important in this debate is the assumption that the info slide provides is an assumption that says that we will do like transfer of the kind of properties that you've earned as an Igbo person living in Kaduna. It is not that we are going to take the oil in one state like to the other state. That is very important. So the issue of equitable distribution of resources and how federal governments are supposed to ensure that is very important in this debate. So I'll do my extensions before any other things. First thing is that, listen guys, the idea that the info slide gives us that there have been claims and counterclaims by minorities means that all these things are uncertified claims. So that means that we can't just accept that Igbo people are oppressed wherever they are. Second thing is that when we say that the state should create, it means that the state has ability. I'll show you why if a state has ability to create such a system, they rather use it to create a better system of integration. Thirdly, I'll tell you why compel means unwillingness, and why in this situation, when people are unwilling, it's very important to protect them. So, basically, the reason Karim says that we should not grant these people secession, that they go and create their own country and grant them full autonomy, is because he's interested in the survivability of Nigeria. The difference between the status quo and the world that Karim creates is nothing. Let me tell you why. Because currently, Imo, Anambra, Ebonyi, all these states are majority Igbo states, where Igbo people are in power, where Igbo people control the resources, and there are just few minority people living there. Igbo people still are clamoring for Biafra, because the reason they are clamoring for Biafra is because they want to have somebody in control of the federal government. When you grant them a semi-autonomous state, you still don't solve the problem, because it is just the same as the system that exists in the status quo. So they will still have a governor who leads them, but they still can't get the president they so desire. When people want a particular thing and you give them a sort of solution that does not give them their goal, what happens? First of all, you generate a growing and further sense of discontent among them. But the second damage that you cause, and that is different from the status quo, is that now you have placed them in one box where your model does not give room for centrists. Because in the status quo, all those who are Igbo people and don't believe in Biafra don't need to choose a side. But in your world where you compel everybody, centrists are compelled to choose an extremist side. So it means that now you have placed them all in one box, and then you create the grounds for them to fetter. This means there's always destabilization of the state, because from Karim's idea that Igbo people can still marry Yoruba people, it means that interaction will still happen within the state. When people are having fettering these grounds for discontent and you make them have these interactions, it's bad. The example that I give you is how the Indians in the United States of America were segregated into one corner of the country. When they have the opportunity to grow and they decide that this is not good for them, they were able to create more discontent in the state. Years of long war between the US government and the Indian people happened. What was the solution? The government then adopted a policy of integration, where Indian people were settled willingly in other corners of the United States of America, where they were allowed to work in the system, where they were given opportunities to seek office and everything. Integration is always a better model than segregation, as the opening government wants to tell us. Second thing in this debate is that the reason, I've already shown you how this does not really solve the problem. Now, let's talk about survivability of new states' origins. New states' origins are supposed to survive on four basic things. First of all, on resources, something opening opposition analyzes very well for it. But secondly, a new state can only survive when it has the right proportion of power and influence. In your world, these new semi-autonomous states do not get any new power or any new influence because it's still their same governors who are going to lead them, only that now there is no other tribe living in such a state. But secondly, this creates a model for gerrymandering. Why is this so? Because in federal governments and in federal states, power is distributed to ensure that even bigger states do not bully small states. So it fits into what Akila was arguing. That's why in the United States of America, even though Hillary Clinton won by over 3 million votes, a majority of the votes were coming from California, she still did not win the major election because states like Wisconsin and West Virginia, that are very small states, were still given particular power. It means that in your world, Igbo people, for instance, who have very good numbers when given their own states, because of gerrymandering, their influence will be reduced. And so new states cannot survive when their influence is reduced. On interaction, we tell you, compulsion means that people do not have the opportunity to interact with other groups. When there is no interaction, it means that you entrench the stereotypes that exist. The stereotypes that exist will not support the existence of a nation state. So if you want to protect Nigeria, the world that you preach cannot support such a country. I'll move on to my third extension. Before that, closing.
There exist several groups, the Arewa, the Duduwa, and the Biafra, and other groups who don't have their voices that want to succeed. So if you want integration, are you going to force them to integrate because we want also to force them to succeed?
No, we'll tell them that if you're an Igbo person and you want to go and live in whichever place, you'll be allowed to. That's the integration we talk about, where government provides equitable distribution for everybody. Now, third thing is that ability to create and compel such a world signifies, first of all, that if government can create such a world, it means that they are, concede that the fact that we have not been able to give Igbo people the kind of leadership they need in this country, that is a problem. Ability to do this means the state has the capacity to give oppressed groups redress and huge political representation. Therefore, if you have proven through the motion that you have the ability to do it, we think that it is the right interest for the country to provide such access and opportunities to people. That's why they need to institute other models like the electoral vote system and then what have you. But the final thing, the fourth extension, is that secessionist movements exist in Nigeria in various forms, religion and other variables. Because secessionist movements exist in many forms, it means that if you grant to one, you have to grant to the other. A nation cannot survive if people know that at any point in time, a part of it can be chipped away. That means that a model of granting secessionist appeasement all the time is unsustainable because nations cannot continue chipping away. Panel grants us the win because we are the side that truly analyzes the true state of Nigeria, and we are proud to win our second NDC trophy. Thank you.